Hi everybody, we're here at Comic-Con Stockholm, and with us is Maile Flanagan. Maile Flanagan, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, and she's been doing the voice for Naruto for how long?
I've done the voice of Naruto Uzumaki for 11 years, 600 episodes, 40 video games, and 6 movies.
That's amazing, really.
A long time.
How does it feel to be here at Comic-Con? This is your first time in Sweden, right?
Yeah, it's my first time in Sweden. I love it here. It's great. Everyone's very nice. Very polite.
Have you visited a lot of events in the past years?
Yeah, I've been to New Zealand, Australia, Scotland, Dublin, Manchester, Toronto, Vancouver, everywhere.
List goes on. Is it mostly Comic-Cons, or do you visit other events also?
Whatever it is. Some Comic-Cons, some other conventions. Yeah.
What's
anime conventions.
What are you doing right now back home? Are you filming Naruto? Are you voicing him? Or are you doing something else?
We're still recording Naruto. I just did it the week before I came here to Sweden. And I may or may not have finished a movie. And when I go back, I'll have more Naruto to record. Lots more.
Wow.
Yeah.
I also heard that you are doing another show for Disney Channel. It's called Lab Rats.
Yeah,
what do you do on that show?
It's an on-camera show, and I play Principal Perry on Lab Rats on Disney and Disney XD. Yeah.
I'm guessing that most people here know you as the voice of Naruto, but
Believe it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I heard that
I'll scream later.
You have a background in stand-up comedy?
Well, I did a lot of improv comedy and some stand-up comedy, yeah. But I gave up stand-up a long time ago, but I still do comedy shows, yeah.
Do you think it helps to achieve Naruto's goofiness to have been doing?
No, I think I'm just goofy, and that helps achieve Naruto's goofiness.
I see.
You can't learn goofy.
No, probably not.
Probably not.
How did you become a voice actor? Because, I mean, that's the thing that you do mostly. I mean, you've been doing it for 11 years, so it's pretty rooted in you.
Well, I've been a voice actor for longer than that. Just Naruto for 11 years. But I started in improv comedy, and then I became an actor, and my voiceover agent said, you should take these classes and start doing voiceover. So I did, and then my first job was on Men in Black and Jackie Chan Adventures. Yeah.
So was voice acting specifically something that just happened by chance, or did you ever strive towards being a voice actor?
No, I never thought I'd ever be a voice actor. I guess I thought I would be an actor at some point, but I didn't. I majored in political science and math.
Is that something you would have liked to work with instead of doing voice acting if you...
Yeah, but then I wouldn't be here in Sweden, so,
Exactly.
It's way better being Naruto.
But you talked about studying, and I know you spent your childhood years in Thailand and Germany, but when you returned, did you find it hard to acclimate to the States again?
Yeah, I didn't live in the United States most of my young life. So when I went to college in Boston, my parents lived in Germany.
Oh.
So, but I think it helps doing accents and stuff, because I've had to do a lot of accents for stuff. Not for Naruto, really. But I do have to say a lot of Japanese stuff, So, names and stuff.
So it influenced your work?
I think you get a better ear for things.
Yeah.
Although your Swedish names are really throwing me for a loop here. So
did you played an Irish pig, right, in the Wings?
I played an Irish pig for 5 years with Mel Brooks, was on the show. And I won an Emmy for that. And then I lost the second year to Eartha Kitt. That sucks. But she's dead now, so what are you going to say?
How did that feel, to win an Emmy?
To win an Emmy?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah, it's a highlight of your career. Hopefully I'll win another one.
But how did you find anime? Because, I mean, it's a very specific form of dubbing. It's not like other dubbing, or is it? How does it work? What's the difference between anime and voicing, for example, Jakers?
Yeah. Well, that's original animation. So they do the picture in original animation to your voice, so they make the lip flaps match. But in dubbing, what you do, for Naruto, I hear the Japanese in my head, and then I hear 3 beeps, and where the 4th beep is going to be, I start talking as Naruto. Yeah. So.
Do you work alone, or how does a typical day at your job look like?
Well, for Naruto, I go in, I record in the afternoon, and I go in and I sit alone in a booth. Then I see the script, and my director tells me what's going to happen for the episode of Naruto. And then we just start. I don't get the script beforehand. She'll remind me of where we are, if we're in the in the middle of a battle with somebody, and then I see a little bit of the preview of the Japanese, and then I see a little preview, and then we go and do it in English. So I listen in the headphones for the beeps, and then you have to do it. It's kind of a
It's not a lot of rehearsals between, no?
Oh, there's no rehearsal, no. I mean, you could do it over and over again, but there's no rehearsal. Yeah. Hopefully you don't do it over and over again. That would mean you sucked, you know.
But how did you discover that you had a talent for voice acting? Because a lot of, I know, talented actors have a hard time doing dubbing because it's such a specific thing you have to match and you have to have timing.
Yeah.
And a lot of them fail at actually doing this.
You know, I had to not fail at it because I got the job of Naruto, so I didn't really have a choice. And I wanted to pay for my house, so, you know, you just got to learn.
Gotta learn.
If you can't read quickly, though, it's not a very good job for you because then it's almost impossible to do.
But you had some sort of natural talent, so I mean, because
well, I do boys' voices in a lot of things. Rango, Ice Age 3, as I said, Men in Black. I've done a few Simpsons, and I'm on a show called Pig, Goat, Banana, Cricket on Nickelodeon. I've done a bunch of Nickelodeon, Uncle Grandpa, and Tom and Jerry, and then on camera I've done a lot of stuff. Yeah, all the TV shows.
So exactly how did you get the job as one of the, I would say, biggest characters in manga of all time? Probably.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know it's one of the biggest characters of all time, but when I auditioned to play Naruto, I just got a drawing of him, just the picture of him. You can see it right there. There it is, the poster. And all these kids are playing the game over there. They have no idea who I am. I just played with a kid. And I lost because it's the first time I've ever played a Naruto game, even though I've done 40 of them. Very first time. And I'm terrible at it. I sucked. So I'm glad you won, 10-year-old boy. But anyway, yeah, so I auditioned when I saw the thing. I thought, I'll make this voice. They give you a description. And then all the Japanese people were there and all the American people and all the Viz people. And I don't think there was anyone from Bandai there yet because that was more video games. And then they worked me for about 45 minutes. And I said, I hope I got the job. And they said, yo, you got the job. I was like, all right. And then it was my birthday, and I went to New Orleans.
But it was your agent who
My agent submitted me, yeah. They submitted hundreds of people. Hundreds of people submitted. My agent submitted probably 30, 40 people. And probably 400 or 500 people auditioned, maybe. Something like that. Yeah. So I know for Jakers, 600 people auditioned for my part.
How did it feel like when you got to know that you had the job, and when you suddenly realized the how huge the role was?
Well, I went. I'm just waiting a second. It's kind of loud. I don't even know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I'm ready.
Technical difficulties.
Oh. When after I got the job, I went home to my house and I Googled it, and I put in Naruto, and I got over 100,000 hits, and I went, oh my God, what is this thing? And then I just couldn't believe it. And the first convention I went to, people were like, no way, man. And I've been going in ever since. It's gotten bigger and bigger. Now you put it in, and it's like 1 million hits or something. So it's kind of crazy, yeah.
But did it hit immediately in the US, or
did it
take some time for the anime to?
It took about a year, but it's grown and grown and grown and grown. And you'd think it would go away, but it's gotten bigger. I know I was just in Sydney, Australia in last June or something. Can't remember. Anyway, and Yuri, who plays Sasuke, and his wife Tara, who plays Tamari, we all signed autographs, and we signed about 15,000 autographs. So in a couple of days, so that was kind of crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Did your hand hurt afterwards?
No, it was all right.
You're used to it.
Yeah. I'm a pro.
But
I don't have to write much, so it's okay.
You haven't done that much anime, or you were in one episode of Astro Boy? But I know
yeah, I was in one episode of Astro Boy. Yeah.
But a lot of the people you dub with have done a few other.
Yeah, a lot of people do hundreds of anime. Crispin Glover, Steve Bloom, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn.
Are you influenced by any of these actors, or do you have any?
I'm influenced by a lot of actors, not necessarily those actors.
No.
All my life I've been influenced by actors, you know. So
do you have any specific peers you admire that?
I love my cast. I mean, it's really great to see people work. I think my director, who's also an actor, Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who does Ghost in the Shell and a whole lot of stuff. She's inspirational, great director. And Steve Bloom, of course, is a good friend of mine, and he's great. I think Kate Higgins, who plays Sakura, does a great job. And then people I work with all the time. You know, I do a lot of stuff with Laurie Metcalf, and she was in Toy Story and Roseanne, and we play together and on and off for years. And she's been a huge influence, people like that.
But these people you work with, when you do the dubbing, you don't usually see these people every day?
No, I haven't seen Kate Higgins in probably a year and a half.
Wow.
She plays Sakura. We never come in the studio at the same time. Yeah.
Sometimes when you dub a show, it's not only the language that's changed, but also somewhere the meaning of what the character is saying. It seems like from the Japanese, because of course you can't always say it exactly the same way. Has that
like, believe it!
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't say that anymore.
No.
Got too annoying.
But it's
That's why they changed it.
It's not as often the case with subtitles. Do you come across this? Do you think it's because of cultural context that you have to change it so it's...
Well, I mean, if you speak like a Japanese person that would translate it and not make it sound like a conversation, it would sound like really weird. So you have to make it into a conversational way of speaking. And also the Japanese language is kind of weird because they repeat themselves a lot, and then they'll say like, Birna, I was sitting here thinking, Birna, that maybe later on, Birna, you could ask me some questions, Birna. And in Japanese, they constantly, it's like, who am I talking to? Oh, Choji, yeah. Like you say it 500 times. So we don't do that because it's annoying, and no one speaks like that in English. No one I know, anyway. If you guys do, there's something wrong with you. No, okay.
Is that the reason that you removed the believe it from the
Well,
series?
I didn't remove believe it, but
but the other
yeah, they
people-
removed it because it was just kind of weird and annoying. But I've said it probably. How many times do you think I've said it? How many times do you think I've said believe it? 400 times. 4,000 times. Keep going. 40,000 times. Keep going. 50,000. No. 100,000. No. Probably I've said it 700,000 times. And now I'll say it one more time. Believe it! Plus, I say the title of the game they're playing right there. Naruto! What is it? Ultimate Ninja Storm 4? They all sound the same, kind of.
Yeah, it's always
Naruto
ultimate.
Uzumaki! Ultimate Ninja Storm 4! And they always make me do that at the end of the session, so I'm always like, ah! So I have to scream Rasengan over and over.
Is that something, does your voice hurt after recording a lot? Do you scream a lot?
Do I scream? Yeah, listen to the show. I scream constantly. I scream in my sleep. No, no, it doesn't. Except for if I do a video game, because I don't know if you know how you do video games. As I said, the first time I ever played this video game in all 40 video games I've done in 11 years was just now when I lost that 10-year-old boy, who I'm going to take out later on, so he better watch out. Anyway, revenge is mine. You have to do the sounds over and over and over again, which is why I don't play the video games, because I don't want to hear my voice over and over again. There's the guy I lost to right there. Him, he beat me. What was the score? Like 70-0, right? I think I got one hit in, right? Didn't I? He's being shy. Oh, well. Luckily, I didn't hear my voice, because then I would just take the controller and probably throw it across the arena. But, nah, I'm just kidding. I do watch the show, but I don't play the video games, because when you do a video game, the last video game I did 12,000 lines. So when you do 12,000 lines, what your day is like is this. Ha, 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 ta, 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 he, 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 Rasengan, Rasengan, Rasengan! And then giant Rasengan. And then you go drink a lot of beer.
So that's your cure for staying.
Yeah, I think beer is
healthy
a
in the
good.
voice.
Yeah, I recommend it to everyone starting their voiceover career. Not if you're underage. I mean, if you're old. Some people do like holistic thing, but I find a nice lager works pretty much the same way.
You've done over 600 episodes, 40
Yeah.
video games, and how many movies?
Well, officially, how many movies? Maybe 5. Unofficially, maybe 6. I don't know. Google it.
But
You didn't hear it from me.
What's it like working on such a long-running project? I mean, compared to one movie or one episode.
Well, when you work on 600 episodes, you pay for a house with a pool, so that's fun. And when you work on one episode, you don't know anybody else on the episode, and you take your money and you go home and you never see it again. There's a lot of stuff out there I've never seen that I've done.
But does Naruto's voice come
naturally
for you now?
Oh, yeah.
Did it come naturally in the beginning also? Or did you have to try and
after
find
a while. I mean, you kind of tweak it, and then when I moved from Naruto to Naruto Shippuden, there was an adjustment there. That took a little bit of time, just more in attitude than vocally. I mean, I deepened the pitch, but I also flip-flop back and forth because there are so many flashbacks, especially in the filler episodes. So, but it's second nature now. Yeah.
But what's the hardest thing to do? Because I mean, you said flipping back from old and young one, but is it annoying to scream jutsus in different pitches? Or?
Oh no, it's fun. I like it because it keeps you on your toes. It's never boring, I mean, it's a great character because he's so up and down. It's just like, sometimes he's almost psychotic, which I kind of like. It's kind of fun. Who wants to be a princess all the time? Nobody.
Is it hard keeping up his spirit between the takes? I mean, you have to be believe it all the time, or is it?
No, I mean, once you get in the booth, you just kind of give it your all. Think of the paycheck if you're really down, but you're not, because it's fun. It's a great job, man. I'm lucky to have it.
How do you, when you find the voice for a character, how do you make sure that you stick to the core of that voice that you found, so that you don't over time, after like 50 episodes, suddenly realize that, oh wait, I've changed this, or the way they act when they're angry or something? Is that a hard thing to do, or? No,
it's a harder thing to do when you don't do a character very often, and then you might not do it for 2 months. But what they'll do is they'll play you a vocal reference, and you just match it. I match people's voices all the time. A lot of times in movies, when you see people screaming and crying, it's not really the actor that you see doing it. I do a lot of that kind of work, but you can't tell anybody what you do. So I'm not going to name names, but there's some big superhero movies where maybe those actors aren't really screaming. But they have people come in and scream for them so they don't lose their voice. Yeah.
Do you watch other anime, or is it just a part of work?
Mm-mm. I watch Naruto.
If you would have watched anime as a kid, what kind of anime would you like to watch?
Well, I lived in Thailand, so it probably would have been in Thai. So I don't know if there's Thai anime. Is there? Anybody? No?
But would you have liked to watch the show like Naruto, or would you prefer
yeah. We just didn't really have TV when I was growing up, so I really didn't watch much. I mean, maybe it helped being an actor because I didn't have time to watch TV. I just had to be a weirdo making noises and faces in the mirror. That's what you should do if you want to be an actor. Be a weirdo, make noises and faces in the mirror. Works every time.
Do you ever feel that when you read a comic or a book that you find a character like, oh, this would be cool to voice if they would do an...
Yeah, what I mostly do is I sit at home, and if I hear a voice, or I'm in the grocery store and I hear some weird voice, I'll just start talking to myself and try and do the voice. If I hear someone on TV that sounds like a voice I could do, I'll just start doing it, practicing it. And then you put it sort of in your wheelhouse and your list in the back of your head, so when you do audition for something, you have something to draw upon, and you can pitch it up or down or make it younger or older or whatever. Yeah, fun.
Naruto as a character, do you relate to him, or has
I relate to Naruto?
Has it come over time, or did you see exactly when you got the role that this character seems interesting, I want to develop more about him, I want to see who he is?
Yeah, I mean, it moves so fast, you have to develop it fast. So, I mean, really, it's like all over the map all the time. But, no, I mean, I didn't think, I could go further with it, because it just goes on and on and on. I'll be 90 years old by the time this thing ends up. So we still have hundreds of episodes to go in the States.
So what do people say when they ask you, so what do you do for a living? And you say, I do the voice for a gutsy little boy that's blonde and has a fox inside of him.
That's not exactly how I say it.
By the way.
Well, I don't say I do little boys, because that would be weird.
No.
So instead, I say I am a voiceover actor, and I do a lot of voices. But I mean, I do a lot of on camera. 50% of my work is on camera. So sometimes they see me. A lot of kids around here just stare at me like, I think you look familiar, but they don't know why.
Is it fun to shout Rasengan over and over, or which is the most fun jutsu to shout? Yeah.
Which is the most fun jutsu to shout? Probably Shadow Clone Jutsu! Because I've said it 1,000 million times. Hello! He's waving the Naruto card.
Aww.
Bye-bye.
But is Naruto your favorite character, or do you...
He's one of my favorite characters. I have a special place in my heart for Piggly and Jakers, The Adventures of Piggly I played the Hobbit once on stage for a long time in a big theater. That was pretty fun. That's probably the first time I had to use a different voice for a character that I portrayed, maybe. That might have actually spurred me a little bit into voice acting. But, and then Principal Perry on Lab Rats is a blast. It's really fun to work for Disney. And I mean, they make me do crazy stuff, and it's a dream job. So, you know, I got the best of both worlds, kind of.
Which other characters in the anime of Naruto do you like, except for Naruto? Do you have any other favorites?
I like Choji. I like Jiraiya a lot. Who else do I like? Sakura, I guess.
Are those characters that you would like to voice if you didn't voice Naruto?
I only want to voice Naruto, but if pushed, I guess I would say Choji might be a little bit fun. Yeah. Konohamaru, if he grew up a bit, you know. He's a little too whiny sometimes.
Which is your favorite story arc of the series? And I don't mean the Shippuden or the other one, but I mean which
overall.
Which
arc? I like the arc with Pain. Of course, I like the Sasuke fights and that separation, which is a huge, long, you know, lifelong journey. So that's pretty cool. The Chunin exams were fun. But that's a little more lighthearted. I mean, sort of. Yeah, those are some of my favorites. Yeah.
What was the biggest difference starting to do Shippuden instead of the other one? Was it just adjusting Naruto's voice, or did it feel like...
The biggest difference adjusting was more of an attitude and a maturity level. So sometimes, and then Sage mode was a little bit different because when he goes into Sage mode, it's a little more calm and sort of intense. So I have a good director who gets me there. So, you know, that helps. Because it's definitely a different kind of a sound, sort of, slightly, you know. You may not notice it, but it is slightly there.
Do you have any favorite episodes specifically?
Specifically, I like the episode where he's on the boat and Naruto plays like 7 versions of himself. Yeah, I kind of like that because I felt like I was losing my mind, and that was a little bit fun for a little minute.
Did you jump between the voices at the same time, or did you take...
No, because then I would have lost my mind and I wouldn't be here. I'd be in a mental institution. So I'm not saying I'm not, but I did them individually and then went back and did them. So I did all the happy ones and all the mad ones and all the crazy ones and all the petulant ones and all the angry, you know. So it was like me talking to me for a week. Yeah. So then I go home and cry quietly in the closet. No, I didn't really do that.
How does that work when you audition for a voice role?
I go into my closet and audition for voice roles, literally. I have a walk-in clothes closet, and I have a microphone, and I go in there and I record it, and then I email it to my agents. And then hopefully they call me back in and I go to Disney or Warner Brothers or Fox or whatever, and then get in front of a bunch of people that judge you and adjust you. And then if they like you, they give you the job. And then you cash the check and you're like, right on! Then you come meet people out here. It's cool. Yeah. It's kind of weird that I spend my days making noises in a closet. I'm not going to lie. That's really odd. You shouldn't tell anybody to go do that as a career, really. It's not good advice.
You never know. Well, a big part of Naruto's way, at least of growing up, he didn't go into the closet, I think at least. But
we never know.
Never know. Sasuke, Naruto...
They got something going on there.
But a big part of finding himself is that he has teachers around him who believe in him and support him, tell him that he can do what others say he can't because he's bullied and he's a bit mismatched of society. And I mean, he has Iruka Sensei and Kakashi Sensei, and Jiraiya is big, I mean, almost father figure for him.
Right.
But do you think that the teachers are an important part of a child's progress towards...
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone needs some sort of a mentor, at least, if they don't have a parent or guardian. I think that's why a lot of people like Naruto, because many people that I meet all around the world some of them feel like they are not, they feel like outsiders, which is how Naruto felt, you know, and then he finally became part of the team, and then he fought for his friends, and he became part of a group, you know, because he didn't have parents. And that's why he had all these mentors in his life that he loved and respected. And I think that's what a lot of people find appealing about the character of Naruto. It's certainly one of the traits that I like about him and portraying him.
He keeps fighting.
He's very loyal, and he keeps fighting, and you know, he stands up for his friends and tries to do what's right, but he's not always perfect. It's not like a lot of cartoons where it's strictly a villain and this guy's really good and they're perfect, everybody else is bad. It's like kind of a mix and match. It's like people are sort of bad and then they become good. They're an outsider, but then they find their true friends, and it's kind of it's a more interesting cartoon than many cartoons. Yeah. Many are very simple, and this is very complicated.
I think Sasuke personifies that. Would you just about evil, good,
right,
I'm not sure. Evil, good. Right. But did you have any teacher when you were young that gave you that extra push towards feeling secure or?
Any teachers? Yeah, I had one teacher. He was my English teacher.
It's always the English teacher.
Right, isn't it?
Dead Poet Society.
He was kind of completely mean and horrible when you think about it. But he was just pushing you to be better. It wasn't like he was, he was trying to get results. And I think I owe a lot to him. I write a lot. I've sold some TV shows and stuff. And I always think about him when I do that. Yeah, he was definitely a great influence. I had really great, interesting teachers because I was in Bangkok. So I had teachers from all over the world. So, it was great getting influences from people. And, we would take yoga and do stuff that you don't always do in schools in the United States. So, yeah.
But you said writing. Would you have liked to keep on writing and maybe do that for a living if you stop ever doing voice acting?
Oh, I still write.
You still write?
Yeah, I still write. I don't know. If I didn't do acting, I'd probably be a crime writer, maybe. I don't know. I used to be a producer for Court TV in L.A., when I still had to have a day job. So I found that terrific. I liked it. It's kind of dark, but it was fun. Well, I also did medical stuff. Not as fun. Kind of gross, but interesting.
Sweden fits you? I mean, we're big fans.
Yeah, Sweden's awesome. Except for the herring. Sorry, not a fan. Give me those Swedish fish, all the candy. That's good stuff. Yeah. People, the coffee. Good.
Coffee, always good. Fika.
Haven't had any vodka here yet, but I'm working on it. I get off at 6. Anyone who wants to meet me.
I have one final question before we round up and say goodbye. So
I'm nervous.
Drum roll, please. What advice would you like to give to any young, aspiring voice actor out there? Do you have any?
What advice would I like to give to any young, aspiring voice actors? Don't be a voice actor. No, I'm kidding. Learn to love top ramen and starve for 10 or 15 years. I would say, in all honesty, 1, learn a skill, because you're probably not going to make a living at it right away. But 2, take improv and theater classes and go see as much theater as you can, because you'll learn a lot from that. Not just TV and cartoons and stuff like that. And that's what I would say. There's theater in every single place in the world of some sort. Maybe bad, but, at least you're around it, you see it, and you can do it. And also, if you want to be a voice actor, work on acting, not just voices. That's the biggest note that I have. That's the biggest thing that people make a mistake about. They think they can do voices, but then they can't act. So learn how to act, and if you can do voices too, that's awesome.
Thank you so much for your time, Maile.
Thanks.
And enjoy your stay at Comic-Con and in Sweden.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, I'm signing later, and I have a question and answer panel at 5 to 6.
Question and answer at 5 o'clock, and at 14:30, she will be signing back in the talent booth by stage 3.
Should I give a final Rasengan to wake everybody up?
I think so.
You think so? Ready? Okay. Didn't warm up my voice. That's all right. I don't need it for the rest of the weekend. All right. Ready? Use your Rasengan!